of corporate citizenship, over $300 million each year, and the figure is really closer to $350 million. This is a huge social impact. I'm going to wrap up my comments by addressing the line on women. Women as a percent of direct sellers. It's very important to note, and we heard from Andrea Jung yesterday, how important this industry is for women, how it empowers women. I don't know if you are all aware of the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, otherwise known as GEM. GEM is a great study that's been going on for some 10 years in a number of markets around the world. And the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor says, and this is a quote, "When an economy neglects any demographic in its entrepreneurship ranks, it misses an opportunity to fully benefit from its entrepreneurial potential." We know also from reading GEM that the return on investment in women's entrepreneurship is high, very high. Women tend to share their gains with their families, their friends, their community, and they share it in terms of education, in terms of health, in terms of resources. And so to help women will lift up the entire country. So countries that invest in women optimize their potential for economic growth and thus their competitive edge in the global marketplace. And as we can see from the line of percentages, direct sellers are primarily women. And in these markets, we have 91% for Canada, 95% Colombia, and then 70, 84, and 55% respectively for the other markets. So we indeed do have a powerhouse here. We are doing our best to estimate the global economic impact. We're getting better at that as we go, and I think that we all can feel very good about the fact that we really have a tiger by the tail and lots of unleashed potential. I thank you very much, and I'd like to turn the podium now over to Marie Lagroix from Celdia. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there it is. I'm going to outline some of the most significant figures of the direct selling industry in Europe. Today in Europe, direct selling is a 15 billion euro channel of distribution with top 5 leading markets. Germany is ahead of these markets since, well, I would say almost ever, and but it's coming close with Italy, France, UK, and Poland. All the 5 markets are practically billion euro markets. It's amazing to note that this growth, we have a constant growth in direct selling in Europe, which can be compared to the growth of a regular traditional retail trade, which is, has been practically flat over the last 3 years. So direct selling is a very successful channel of distribution in Europe, and it's for the first year in the 5 last years, this growth of about 8% that we have enjoyed in 2010 is visible not only in Central and Eastern European markets, but also in all the Western European markets. Well, as you all know, direct selling is a pool of flexible business opportunities. Flexibles, that is the key word. Of course, we all know about the advantages that flexibility provides to men and women working in the direct selling industry. They can run their business from home, they can work as many hours as they wish. The more they work, of course, the more their income is important. We all know these important factors. On average, a direct seller works about 12 hours a week in Europe. 11 million direct sellers in Europe, out of which, no surprise, like in most of the areas in the world, 82% are women and work part-time. Out of these 82%, 92% of them declare that they are satisfied with their direct selling activity because it improved their life and allowed them to improve the life of their family. It's not a barrier to be older or less young to be a direct seller. At a time of economic hardship and at a time where people are either are losing their jobs at age 50 or around, or are pushed to work longer, direct selling offers this unique opportunity to work until no stop. There's no limit for working direct selling. 70% of the direct sellers are above 30 years old. And even better, 29% are age 50 and plus. This shows that there is no limit for starting a direct selling activity or continuing it. It's just a question of having an entrepreneurship will and to go find a good company and just go on the market. It's a business opportunity for everyone. According to a recent study, 46% of direct sellers have a higher or even university education level. And this is a very interesting figure because it shows that direct selling offers the possibility to people who thought that regular employment would be their only way to earn a living. For these people who have maybe lost their job, who just don't find a new job, there is an opportunity in our industry. 45% of direct sellers were full-time employed before starting a direct selling activity. So it shows also that it is not an activity that is only for people that have another occupation or it's not a side activity. It can be turned into a full-time job. Why do people enter the direct selling sector? Why do they become direct sellers? Well, of course, in Europe, most of them who were questioned indicate that earning money, the income opportunity comes first, 95%. But the flexibility is also very important for them. And 81% declared that direct selling allowed them to develop their personal development thanks to the trainings offered by the direct selling companies. Despite the complexity of the European legislation, Europe remains a very good market for direct selling and companies and for their products. And I think that the growth that we have enjoyed in Europe in 2010 show that there is a very high potential for direct selling companies willing to come to Europe, whether they want to start their activity in a EU member state or in another country. We speak here about the European region, of course the 27 EU member states, but also all the remaining states. So I think that's all for today. Thank you. I pass it. Yeah.
So thank you. I'm using a different screen, and it works. Very good. Good morning, everybody. You can still say that. Hello. Could I ask all of those of you who use Twitter every day to stand up, please? Please stand up. Twitter every day. Please stand up. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Please stay up. Can I secondly ask those of you who are on Facebook at least once per day, mobile or fixed, to stand up? Can I ask please those of you who are on Google once per day to stand up? Okay, welcome to the digital reality. You're all part of the group I'm going to talk about, and you may sit down again. Thank you very much. We're going to talk, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the new power of direct selling. And we heard a lot about social media and digitization, but I feel it's not just about that. Because that's technology. Technology is important, and we're going to see a little bit on technology, but it's a lot about consumer behavior. It's about how consumers change their life. The old consumer funnel from left to right. In the old days, a normal consumer started by knowing a brand. He was aware of a brand. Marketeers call that it's the relevant set. Okay? He knows the brand, he sees a TV ad, a print ad, whatever. Then he comes to the consideration phase. Okay? He checks in store for the product, he discusses with his friends, say, okay, it performs, does not perform. The purchase, the loyalty. The funnel follows the logic of narrowing down from many brands to few brands. Now, your industry was in the lucky situation that you owned the channel, and you own the channel today. You know, it's the living room conversation which makes it so unique and so rich. Now there's people invading in the living room, and not just through the iPad. They're invading through telesales. They're invading through telephone sales. They're invading through eBay, Amazon, and other mail order companies which are much closer to the consumer today than they were in the past. Because being today a customer of Trois Suisses or Otto Group or whatever, you know, you're in an active interaction already. They are in the same living room that you are in from time to time. But you're super strong. And I'm happy to see on the list that there's so many Avon people here. I could have put any other name in here, but I love that. I found that on the web. Hi, I'm the Avon lady. You have great global brands, many of them, with very often in a local context. You often also have local brands which have expanded very nicely, you know, exporting Asian concepts to Europe or exporting Scandinavian concepts to the East, etc., etc. So there's a very nice heritage story. You were, and you are, many of you, the first two consumers in developing markets, in new markets. There's a very nice correlation I saw. Actually, direct selling very much sort of correlates, you know, with the poverty index of certain countries. You know, the poorer the country, the higher the penetration of direct selling. You build strong personal relationships very early, and through that you have an unrivaled personal-based consumer loyalty. And word of mouth that everyone talks about today quite a lot, word of mouth, also with the SE at the end, is a reality in all of your business that have made you successful. that's no news. Okay, but it will help me to understand what you're doing. Second, we talked about the consumer, but now we're talking about your people. We heard